A lot has happened in 25 years, but some new faces in town are stirring up rivalries and creating tension for the once happy families. Can anything be done to get the neighbourhood feeling good again? Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we have a very different type of neighbourhood showcase episode. This here of course is the ever iconic Pleasantview. Except it is now 36 years later. This is actually one of my oldest surviving playthroughs of Pleasantview. It has been a long time since I've come in here and checked in on the families, so today we do just that. And here of course we have the iconic Cassandra Goth. Now she has recently become an elder in my game, and she has also parted ways with her longtime husband Don Lothario. She had had enough of his cheating ways. Cassandra decided to trade in the rat race for a much more slower paced life. Her job as an inventor in the science career just wasn't fulfilling for her, and she wanted to spend her days working on restoring old cars. It is not about the money for Cassandra, it is all about the challenge. While she never did fulfill her lifetime want of reaching her golden anniversary, Cassandra here remains hopeful that one day she will find love again and get remarried. Her family tree is very extensive. She ended up having 5 children with Don. They were married for a very long time. Their firstborn was Connor Lothario, followed by Edward, Oscar, Bridget, and finally little Alfie. Having been trapped in an unhappy marriage for so long and catching her husband cheating on no less than 3 occasions, Cassandra has never let her personal issues get in the way of achieving lifelong happiness. And just recently she reached platinum aspiration. All that's left for her to do is kick back, relax, and enjoy spending some much needed family time. Let's check in on Nina Caliente and see what she's up to. She is nearing the very end of her adulthood. In fact, she'll be aging up into an elder today. But age will never stop her from romantic pursuits. She has been romantically involved with 8 Sims in the neighbourhood already, but amazingly, both of her children were born to townies, and not Don Lothario like you might have expected. Her firstborn was Grace Caliente, born to townie Armin Sims. She's all grown up now and has flown the nest. The second is Spencer, born to Benjamin Long, who is a surprisingly good dad in my game. She never did make it as a world-class ballet dancer, but she's going strong in the dance career as a pop and lock performer level 4. Nina never did earn the kind of cash her sister did, but nevertheless she was able to afford Brandy Broke's old trailer to raise her children in, which houses her favourite possession, the love tub. Through their ups and downs, Nina remains on good terms with her sister, but to this day, neither party is aware of each other's history with the town sleazeball Don Lothario. Nina has achieved a lot in her life, and as a reward she was recently granted the platinum aspiration. What's in store for her elder years currently remains a mystery. And the award for the most impressive family tree goes to the Burbs, and that's all thanks to John's burning desire to have such a large family. Still married to his wife Jennifer, together they have 5 children. Of course, we all know Lucy, but soon followed son Bradley and daughters Holly, Laura and Tiffany. While John retired from the culinary career the second he could, Jennifer stuck it out and is now a business tycoon, having reached the very top of the business career after decades of hard work and commitment. What was once a loud and vibrant household is now shrouded in an eerie silence, as the only Burb child to remain at home is the couple's youngest, Tiffany. Showing no signs of slowing down in her elder years, Jennifer is on the hunt for a new challenge in life, and after finally reaching her career goals, she settled on maxing out the music and dance enthusiasm points. Meanwhile, John is drowning in spare time, but all he wants in life is grandkids, and more grandkids, because 6 just isn't enough. They might not be the most exciting family in town, but their loyalty and love for one another remains unparalleled. With no more career progression for Jennifer or babies for John, what they make of their final years together is entirely up to them. Though brief, Brandy Broke considered her now husband's kiss with Cassandra Goth to be a major act of betrayal. With a little forgiveness and a lot of hard work, the pair finally tied the knot and went on to have 2 children together, twins Jack and Katie Dreamer, putting their combined children up to 6 in total. Unborn baby Broke was named Adam in my game. Brandy turned what could have been a disastrous situation trying to raise 3 children in a tiny trailer with no job into something successful. She went on to become an architect's apprentice, gaining full financial independence following Skip's death and even finding a second chance at love in the process. Brandy's passion has always been sewing, becoming good enough to qualify for a gold talent badge in fact. It's not just Brandy that's creative either, as her husband Darren Dreamer long ago walked away from his medical career to pursue his painting passion. Their shared love of the arts, as well as having their hands full with a house full of small children, is what kept them together all these years. Now, they've never been rich enough to do a complete remodel of the dated house, but that suits them just fine. As long as they have enough money to spoil the family dog rotten, they're happy. Darren's days are sadly numbered, and Brandy doesn't know if she's ready to lose the love of her life again. But luckily for her, the couple's younger son Jack remains at home, and Brandy would be lying if she said she was ready to be completely alone just yet. Let's pay a visit to my favourite sim of all time, Don Lothario. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Don is a fun sim to play, and he's led quite the colourful life in my game. Today marks the very last day of his adulthood, but you'd be a fool if you think age will change his womanising ways. Don wants to realise his lifetime want of woohooing with 20 different sims. He already has 14 notches in his bedpost, so he's not too far off that goal. Don took the breakup with Cassandra hard. The pair were married their entire adult lives after all. He had to trade the luxury goth manor for a small house in the condo district, leaving him with just 3,000 simoleons to his name. Don's job in the medical career takes him away from home a lot. He's a specialist at the moment, but since the money isn't coming in the way that it used to, he finally has the desire to advance in his career. When Don isn't at work, he loves to work out. His one true hobby is fitness, and that's for one reason and one reason only: to impress the local ladies with his trim physique. He is almost never home, preferring to spend most of his time at the local bar eyeing up ladies. Despite what you might think of him or his lifestyle, Don has been a great father to all 5 of his children, but he harbours an especially strong bond with his eldest sons, Connor and Edward. His birthday party is sure to be the talk of the town, and Don is more than happy to bask in all that attention. The remainder of his life will likely be much of the same: work, woohoo, repeat. Much like her best friend and confidant Cassandra Goth, Mary Sue is all too familiar with having a no-good, disloyal husband. She forgave his infidelity the first time, but the second time she caught him, forget it. Their divorce was messy, but it was finally agreed upon that Mary Sue would reside in the family home permanently. To help her overcome the grief of losing both her parents and her husband, Mary Sue went on to adopt several dogs: Alabama, Lucky, Boots and Bailey, 2 of whom have sadly passed away. Her life hasn't gone exactly to plan. She never did find a second chance of love, nor did she make it as a mayor of the town. But she's a proud congressperson and has rekindled her friendship with Daniel. Okay, so it turns out they are dating again. It's a no strings attached kind of thing. They are fiercely in love with each other, and perhaps that can be chalked up to decades worth of history. But Mary Sue understands full well that their romance is nothing more than a bit of fun. Mary Sue longs for one final promotion. She's nearing the end of her life and wants to achieve one more thing before she passes away. She remains close to her daughter Angela, though her relationship with Lilith has always been incredibly strained. Angela is set to inherit almost 86,000 simoleons in inheritance on top of the family estate, and has since moved in along with her husband Dustin to help her mother around the house. Mary Sue is grateful for the more difficult aspects of her life, as it's put things into perspective for her. No longer does she value her societal standing or reputation, but rather her relationship with her family. Her granddaughter Mallory is an especially big part of her life. She's not perfect, she won't win any prizes for being a top-notch mother, but she's proud of all she has accomplished in her life. Pleasantview's very own gold digger, Dina Caliente. Actually, I hate that representation of Dina. To me, she's a woman who just loves money, earning it, spending it, and yes, I suppose marrying into it. Her brief marriage to Mortimer Goth ended when he died of old age. While he was lucky enough to be around for the birth of his first son, David, he passed away before he could meet his second son, Finley. Both children have grown up and flown the nest, leaving Dina alone in her condo with her dog Kim, whom she loves very much. Perhaps the weirdest saga of Dina's life came from a drunken woohoo she had with her stepson Alexandra during her son's birthday party, but the less said about that, the better. And don't blame me, that was all ACR's doing. To get back on track, Dina has remained romantically involved with Dawn through the years, though their spark has dwindled somewhat. She's much more invested in her newer squeeze, the much younger son of Brandy Broke, Adam. She's an excellent mother to both David and Finley and even has a great relationship with her niece Grace. Though she loves nature, she rarely has time to devote to hobbies as her sole passion right now is work. She's currently an entertainment attorney, only needing one more friend in order to reach level 10 of the law career. She's done well for herself, her bank account sitting at around 68,000 simoleons. She never saw a reason to put that money towards a new, lavish home. She adores her little starter condo way too much. Maybe when she passes, she'll gift that money to her beloved sons. As a matter of fact, Dina will age up alongside her twin sister Nina and lover Dawn on this very day. She's not thrilled about aging, to say the least. But no matter, she'll remain the fashionable queen she's always been regardless. Well, if it isn't dirty dog Daniel. Where Angela is inheriting Mary Sue's house, Lilith is getting the bachelor pad. It's not ideal, but what can you do? Oh, did I mention he'll also be leaving approximately 53,000 simoleons to Lilith and her family as well? You see, Daniel is a Hall of Famer, having reached the top of the athletic career some time ago, and he's spending his downtime seducing the town's ladies. But it's slim pickings out there, and in order to achieve his lifetime want of woohooing with 20 different sims, he's had to look elsewhere. Like the local college. Creepy, I know, but that's Daniel for you. Daniel will die of old age tomorrow, meaning Lilith will take possession of the house the second I hit play. The house needs some work, it's hardly his daughter's style. Maybe she'll just sell it, who knows. Daniel likes to tinker. His favourite toy right now is the RC car, though any hobby he has is always overshadowed by his need for romance. It's seriously constant, it's all he ever wants to do. He thought his life ended when Mary Sue caught him cheating yet again, but he's made the most of single life. He often throws house parties, really anything to get out of time with the family. Aside from his excellent relationship with both of his daughters and occasionally seeing his ex-wife on the side, Daniel has no intention of becoming close to any three of his grandchildren. If you're not a good-looking young woman, Daniel ain't interested. Though his days are sadly numbered, Daniel will leave this world a happy man. Reaching platinum aspiration will do that to a sim. And that about sums up what the original Sims of Pleasantview have been up to over the past 36 years, the adults at least. Originally I was going to make this one long monster of a video, but I've decided instead to split this video up into different chapters. In the next episode we'll take a look at the next generation of Sims and see what they've been up to. This includes Alexander Goth, Lucy Burb, Dustin Broke and the Pleasant Twins, just to name a few. And to cap it off, we'll take a closer look at the born in-game Sims. If you have enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it a big thumbs up, maybe even subscribing, it really does help me out. But that's about it for me today guys, have a great day and happy simming.